I think the Quran says that the words of Allah cannot be changed in Surah 18 verse 27 and Surah 6 verse 115. We have the Dead Sea Scrolls from 200 years before Christ, and they're the same as the ones in the time of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and are in agreement to what we have in the Bible. In the time of Muhammad, the gospel that existed is the same as what we have today, and what we have dating from the 1st century after Christ died and resurrected. Unless you prove that the gospel and the Torah we have today are different from the ones from Muhammad's time, there is no argument to say that the Quran and the Bible are corrupted.
Yeah, so I agree with you when you cite chapter 18, verse 27, and chapter 615, when it says that Allah's words cannot be changed. However, what people can do is misattribute words to Allah and say it's from Him, as you can see in 279. The problem with using the Dead Sea Scrolls as evidence for the Old Testament is there's about 1,200 years separating them from the prophet Moses and hundreds of years after other prophets. So because we don't even have close to the originals, you cannot even prove that they are authentic or they weren't changed. Now, this is the problem with the Bible, is that we have a bunch of stories that supposedly Jesus said that we now know, because of earlier manuscripts that we have found, aren't true. For example, the adulterous woman. Now, because we can see very clearly that there's evidence that people can very easily interpret or just make up words that supposedly Jesus said to fit their narrative or whatever they want to do, we have to independently check everything that Jesus said and everyone else to make sure that no one misattributed words to them. This is the exact same thing what we do with hadiths. We don't just take some random chain or a hadith with no chain and just say, kind of like it, so I'll put it in. Now, the difference is that we have the originals to the hadith. We know who wrote it. We know everyone in the chain. And you cannot do the same thing with the Old or New Testament.